Hello and a very warm welcome to our channel. Life in our 50s, 60s, and beyond can be a wonderful chapter, filled with new freedoms and joys, but it also brings changes, and some of those changes are a little more personal. They're the topics we often whisper about, or maybe don't discuss at all. Today, we're going to have an honest, gentle, and empowering conversation about feminine health after 60. We'll be shedding light on some common but rarely discussed changes, and most importantly, exploring simple, powerful ways to feel vibrant, comfortable, and confident every single day. You are not alone in this, and there is so much we can do to support our well-being. Let's start this important conversation together. Understanding the gentle signals from your body. As we journey through life, our bodies are constantly communicating with us. Aches might tell us we need to stretch, and tiredness might tell us we need to rest. After age 60, our bodies often send new, more subtle signals, particularly in our intimate area. Many women start to notice that things just feel different. Perhaps there's a new dryness that wasn't there before, or a sense of discomfort that's hard to put a finger on. It's so easy to dismiss these feelings and think, well, I guess this is just part of getting older. But I want to offer a different perspective today. These aren't just random signs of aging to be endured. They are specific signals from your body telling you that its needs are changing, and they are signals that we can absolutely respond to with kindness and care. So what's really going on? The main reason behind these changes is a significant shift in a key hormone, estrogen. You can think of estrogen as the great nurturer of our feminine health for most of our lives. It helps keep the vaginal walls plump, elastic, and naturally lubricated. It also plays a huge role in maintaining the perfect, slightly acidic environment, the pH balance, that protects the area from irritation and infections. As we enter our post-menopausal years, estrogen naturally and sharply decline. When this happens, the effects can be quite noticeable. The vaginal walls may become thinner, less elastic, and drier. To use a simple analogy, think of a beautiful, plump grape. It's full of moisture and has a resilient skin. With less moisture, it becomes more like a raisin, still wonderful, but with a different texture and less elasticity. This is what can lead to feelings of dryness or pain, especially during intimacy. This drop in estrogen also affects the pH balance. Imagine your intimate area as a delicate garden. For decades, estrogen helped maintain the perfect soil conditions to keep beneficial flora thriving, which in turn kept unwanted weeds at bay. When the estrogen level drops, the soil, or pH balance, can change, making the garden more vulnerable to those weeds, which in this case can be irritation or infections. Finally, there's the pelvic floor. This is a group of muscles that acts like a supportive hammock at the base of your pelvis, holding up your bladder and other organs. Estrogen helps keep these muscles strong and toned. As its levels decrease, this hammock can lose some of its tension, becoming a bit more relaxed. This is often the reason behind one of the most common, yet most silently suffered issues for women over 60, unexpected urine leakage, especially when we cough, laugh, or sneeze. It's so important to hear this next part loud and clear. Experiencing any of these changes, the dryness, the discomfort, the leakage, is not a personal failing. It is not a sign that you are old. It is a physiological response to a hormonal shift. And by understanding this, we take the first step from a place of worry to a place of empowerment. We can see these signals not as a problem, but as an invitation from our body to learn a new way of caring for ourselves in this beautiful new chapter of life.
The high cost of silence and the power of awareness. In our last part, we talked about the physical signals our bodies send us after 60, the dryness, the changes in our pelvic floor. Understanding the what and why is the first step. But now we need to talk about something just as powerful and perhaps even more impactful, our reaction to these changes. And for so many of us, that reaction is silence. It's a silence born from a lifetime of conditioning. Many of us grew up in an era where personal matters were kept just that, personal. We were taught it was impolite or improper to discuss anything related to our intimate health. So when these changes begin, our first instinct isn't to pick up the phone and call a friend or to openly mention it to our doctor. Our first instinct is often to feel a sense of embarrassment, a flush of shame, as if this is a private failure we need to hide. We might think, I can't be the only one, can I? Yet we feel completely and utterly alone. This feeling of isolation is one of the heaviest burdens to carry, and it leads to a very real and unfortunate consequence. We avoid seeking help. We might go for our annual physical, and when the doctor asks, "Is there anything else you want to talk about today?" we say, "Nope, everything's fine," even though we have a dozen questions weighing on our minds. We worry the doctor will dismiss it as just aging, or we simply can't find the words to bring it up. But imagine if the engine in your car started making a strange rattling noise. You wouldn't just turn the radio up and hope it goes away, would you? You'd take it to a mechanic, because you know that a small noise, if ignored, can lead to a much bigger problem down the road. Our bodies deserve at least the same level of attention and care as our cars. Avoiding a conversation with a doctor or a nurse practitioner means we miss out on their expertise, their reassurance, and the simple, effective solutions that are often available. They've heard it all before, and they are there to help, not to judge. Suffering in silence when a simple conversation could bring relief is a price no one should have to pay. This silence doesn't just affect our physical health, it seeps into our emotional well-being and can dramatically affect our quality of life. Think about it. When you're constantly worried about a little leak when you laugh, you might start laughing a little less freely. When you feel persistent discomfort, it's like having a constant low-level static in the background of your life, making it harder to enjoy the beautiful music. You might turn down an invitation for a long walk with a friend, or hesitate to join your grandkids on the trampoline. Little by little, this self-imposed isolation, driven by physical discomfort and the fear of an embarrassing moment, can chip away at our joy and spontaneity. Over time, this can lead to persistent feelings of sadness, frustration, and a sense that you're losing a part of yourself. This isn't just feeling blue, it's a genuine emotional response to a chronic physical issue that's being ignored. Furthermore, this silence can create a quiet but powerful distance in our most intimate relationships. When physical closeness becomes uncomfortable or even painful, many women begin to avoid it. But without an open conversation, a partner can only guess at the reason. They might misinterpret this avoidance as a lack of love or a loss of attraction. They may feel confused, rejected, and hurt, not understanding that the issue is one of physical discomfort, not emotional desire. On the other side, the woman experiencing the changes might feel a deep sense of guilt or frustration. She might feel like she's letting her partner down or feel broken in some way. This creates a painful cycle of misunderstanding, where both partners feel isolated in their own feelings, and an emotional chasm begins to form. A problem that could be solved with compassion, communication, and a trip to the doctor is instead allowed to damage the precious bond that has been built over decades. So how do we break this cycle? It starts by acknowledging one simple, powerful truth. You are not alone. Millions upon millions of women are going through or have gone through the exact same thing. It is a natural, shared part of the female experience. The first step is to give yourself permission to speak. Perhaps you start by talking to a trusted sister or a lifelong friend. You might be surprised to hear them say, "Me too, I thought I was the only one." The most crucial step, however, is to talk to a healthcare professional. Write down your questions beforehand if you're nervous. You can start the conversation simply. "I've been noticing some changes as I've gotten older, particularly some dryness and discomfort, and I'd like to know what my options are." Frame it as a proactive step for your health, just like a cholesterol check. This conversation is the key that unlocks the door from silent suffering to a life of renewed comfort and confidence. It's an act of profound self-care.
A healthy lifestyle helps preserve feminine vitality. So far, we've talked about understanding the changes in our bodies and the importance of breaking the silence around them. Now, let's get to the really empowering part. What we can actively do, day in and day out, to nurture our bodies from the inside out. When we talk about feminine health after 60, it's easy to think the solutions must come in a prescription bottle or a fancy cream. And while those things have their place and can be incredibly helpful, the foundation of lasting vitality is built on something much simpler and more accessible: our daily lifestyle choices. Let's take a little inspiration from across the globe, specifically from the women of Japan. For a long time, researchers have been fascinated by the fact that many Japanese women seem to experience a smoother transition through menopause and post-menopause, with fewer reports of the uncomfortable symptoms we often hear about in the West. While many factors contribute to this, one key piece of the puzzle lies in their traditional diet. A cornerstone of the Japanese diet is foods that are rich in something called phytoestrogens. Let's break that word down. Phyto means plant, and estrogen is the hormone we've been talking about. So phytoestrogens are plant-based compounds that have a structure very similar to our own estrogen. When we eat them, they can gently interact with our body's estrogen receptors and provide a mild, natural, estrogen-like effect. It's not the same as hormone therapy, but you can think of it as giving your body a little helping hand, a gentle nudge to help it find its new balance. So what are these wonder foods? They're simpler than you think. The number one source in the Japanese diet is the soybean, enjoyed in forms like tofu, edamame, miso, and tempeh. But it doesn't stop there. Other powerful sources of phytoestrogens include flax seeds, which are tiny nutritional powerhouses, as well as sesame seeds, garlic, and even some fruits and vegetables like berries and leafy greens. Seaweed, another staple in Japanese cuisine, is also packed with iodine and other minerals that support overall hormonal health. Now, I want to be very clear. The takeaway here is not that you need to completely change your diet overnight and start eating only Japanese food. The beautiful lesson here is that nature has provided us with simple, wholesome foods that can support our bodies through this transition. It's about gentle additions, not radical subtractions. Imagine sprinkling a tablespoon of flaxseed into your morning oatmeal or smoothie, or perhaps trying a new recipe with tofu or adding edamame to your salad. These small, consistent choices made over time can contribute to your overall well-being and help your body feel more balanced and supported. The key is balanced nutrition. A plate full of color, with vibrant vegetables, healthy proteins, and whole grains, is a plate that supports your entire body, including your intimate health. But a vibrant life is about more than just what we eat. It's about how we manage the stresses of our daily lives. Chronic stress causes our body to release a hormone called cortisol, which can disrupt our sleep, our mood, and yes, our delicate hormonal balance. One of the most powerful tools to combat stress is daily meditation. Now, if the word meditation makes you think of sitting cross-legged on the floor for an hour, let's reframe that. Meditation can be as simple as finding a quiet chair for 5 minutes, closing your eyes, and focusing on your breath. Just 5 minutes of quiet breathing can help lower your cortisol levels, calm your nervous system, and bring a sense of peace to your day. It costs nothing, requires no special equipment, and is a profound gift of tranquility you can give yourself. Along with rest for the mind comes rest for the body. Adequate sleep is non-negotiable for hormonal health. During sleep, our bodies do their most important repair work. Aiming for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night isn't an indulgence, it's a critical part of your health routine. And finally, let's talk about movement. We're not talking about running a marathon here. We're talking about gentle, joyful movement that celebrates what your body can do. A brisk walk in the park, a gentle yoga or Tai Chi class, or even just dancing in your living room to your favorite old song. Movement improves circulation, which is vital for delivering oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body, including the pelvic region. It boosts your mood by releasing endorphins, and it helps maintain muscle tone and flexibility. The goal is to find a form of movement you genuinely enjoy, so it feels less like a chore and more like a celebration of being alive. So you see, you hold so much power in your own hands. You don't need to search for an expensive magic bullet solution. The path to preserving your feminine vitality and feeling youthful and vibrant is paved with these simple, daily acts of self-care. Balanced nutrition, a few moments of quiet meditation, restorative sleep, and joyful movement. It's about treating your body with the love and respect it deserves.
The truth about intimate hygiene: less is often more. In our journey to feel comfortable and confident, it's natural to focus on hygiene. We're taught from a young age that cleanliness is next to godliness, and so when we notice changes in our intimate area, our first instinct might be to double down on our cleaning efforts. We see shelves packed with products promising to make us feel fresh and clean: scented soaps, special washes, sprays, and perfumed powders. It seems logical that using these products would help, right? Well, today we're going to explore a very important and somewhat surprising truth about intimate hygiene, especially after age 60. Very often, less is more. In our effort to be helpful, we can sometimes do more harm than good, and we end up accidentally disrupting the very system we're trying to protect. Let's go back to our garden analogy from the first section. The vaginal area is a remarkable, self-regulating ecosystem. It's designed to keep itself healthy. A key feature of this ecosystem is its specific pH balance, which is naturally slightly acidic. This acidity creates a protective environment where the good bacteria, the friendly flora, can thrive, while keeping the potentially harmful bacteria and yeast in check. It's a delicate but very effective natural defense system. The problem is, many of the products marketed to us are a bit like harsh chemicals in that delicate garden. The biggest mistake many women make is overwashing or using the wrong products. Those beautifully scented soaps, bubble baths, and body washes often contain strong detergents, chemicals, and perfumes. They may smell wonderful, but when used on the delicate vulvar skin, they can strip away the natural protective oils and, most importantly, disrupt that crucial acidic pH balance. When the pH level is thrown off, it's like opening the garden gate and inviting in the weeds. The good bacteria struggle to survive, and the harmful bacteria can multiply, leading to irritation, itching, and a higher risk of recurrent infections like yeast infections or bacterial vaginosis. The same goes for those strong sprays and deodorants. The desire to feel fresh is understandable, but these products often contain alcohol and other irritants that can be incredibly harsh on the thinner, more sensitive skin we have after 60. They mask a perceived problem while potentially creating a real one. It's important to remember that a healthy body has a natural neutral scent. If you notice a strong or unpleasant odor, that is a signal from your body that the balance might be off, and it's a good reason to check in with a doctor, not to cover it up with a perfumed spray. Another common mistake lies in our choice of underwear. We see beautiful, silky, synthetic fibers like nylon or polyester, and they look lovely. However, these materials are not very breathable. They trap heat and moisture close to the skin, creating a warm, damp environment. And what loves a warm, damp environment? Yeast and bacteria. This is why making a simple switch can have a huge impact on your daily comfort and reduce the risk of irritation. It's a great idea to sleep without underwear at night if you're comfortable doing so, to give the area even more time to breathe. The goal of our hygiene routine should be to support our body's natural wisdom, not to fight against it. It's about creating an environment of balance, comfort, and health.
By stepping away from the harsh products and complicated routines and embracing a simpler, gentler approach, we work with our bodies. This simple shift in perspective from "I need to fix this" to "I need to support this" can make all the difference in feeling comfortable, fresh, and confident every single day.
Restoring confidence and sensation, one gentle step at a time. We've covered so much ground together. We've learned to listen to our bodies, to speak up for our health, to nourish ourselves from the inside, and to care for ourselves with gentleness. For this final part, let's bring it all together and talk about practical, simple actions you can start today to not only improve comfort, but to actively restore strength, sensation, and that wonderful feeling of being fully at home in your own body. One of the most powerful things you can do for your intimate health doesn't require any equipment and can be done anywhere, anytime. I'm talking about Kegel exercises. We mentioned the pelvic floor earlier, that hammock of muscles that supports your bladder. Kegels are the specific exercise designed to strengthen that hammock. When these muscles are toned, they provide better bladder control, which can dramatically reduce or even eliminate those little leaks when you laugh or cough. But the benefits don't stop there. A strong pelvic floor also increases blood flow to the entire pelvic region. Improved circulation means better nerve sensitivity and can help restore sensation, enhancing feelings of vitality and pleasure. So how do you do a Kegel? The first step is to identify the right muscles. The next time you're using the toilet, try to stop the flow of urine midstream. The muscles you use to do that, that's your pelvic floor. Once you've identified them, you can do the exercise anywhere. Simply squeeze those muscles, hold for a count of 3 to 5 seconds, and then relax completely for the same amount of time. Imagine you are gently lifting a pearl upwards. That's the motion. Aim for a set of 10 repetitions a few times a day. You can do them while you're washing dishes, waiting in line at the store, or watching this video. It's a discreet but incredibly effective way to rebuild foundational strength. To support this internal work, we can add gentle, full-body movements. You don't need a gym membership. Simple squats are fantastic. You can hold on to the back of a sturdy chair for support, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, and slowly lower yourself as if you were about to sit in a chair. Go down as far as is comfortable, keeping your back straight, and then slowly rise back up. This movement engages your glutes, your legs, and your entire core, which all work together to support your pelvic floor. Now let's talk about adding a simple, comforting ritual to your day. We know staying hydrated is important, but we can make it even more beneficial. Consider swapping a plain glass of water for a warm herbal infusion. Something as simple as pouring hot water over a few slices of fresh ginger, a stalk of lemongrass, or even a slice of red apple can create a wonderfully soothing and warming drink. Ginger is known for its anti-inflammatory properties, and staying well hydrated with warm fluids helps improve overall circulation and keeps your body's systems running smoothly. It's a small act of comfort that carries real benefits. And finally, let's circle back to that nutritional powerhouse we mentioned earlier, flax seeds. If you make only one dietary change, this might be the one to choose. A tablespoon or 2 of ground flax seeds each day is an easy lift. You can stir them into yogurt, sprinkle them on a salad, or blend them into a smoothie. Not only are they one of the richest sources of those helpful phytoestrogens we talked about, but they are also packed with fiber for digestive health and omega-3 fatty acids, which are fantastic for reducing inflammation throughout the body. Think about it. A few minutes of Kegels and gentle squats, a comforting cup of herbal water, and a sprinkle of flax seeds. It might sound too simple to be effective, but these small, consistent actions, when combined, create a powerful synergy. They work together to strengthen your body, balance your system, and nourish you from within. You can build a simple routine that takes just a few minutes a day, but pays dividends in confidence, comfort, and a renewed sense of feminine well-being. The most important message of all is this: you, right now, at this very age, deserve to feel good. You deserve to live a life that is vibrant, joyful, and free from discomfort and embarrassment. Your well-being matters. Prioritizing your intimate health is not selfish. It is a fundamental act of self-love and respect. And there we have it. A gentle but honest conversation about a topic that deserves to be brought into the light. From understanding the signals our bodies are sending us, to breaking the cycle of silence, nourishing ourselves with healthy foods, and adopting simple daily practices for strength and comfort. Remember, the journey through our 60s and beyond is not about fighting against aging. It's about learning to partner with our bodies in a new and compassionate way. Each small step you take is a powerful statement that you value your health, your happiness, and your quality of life. You have the knowledge and the power to make this chapter one of your best yet. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. If this video was helpful, or if it made you feel seen and understood, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel reach more women who might need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and share this video with a friend, a sister, or anyone in your life that you think might benefit. Let's continue to support each other and have these important conversations together. Until next time, take wonderful care of yourself.